Welcome back to it, guys, in our morning show, your Friday edition, where, as promised, we're giving you so many things to add to your calendar, and some of them are going to have us looking even better than we already do. This morning, rejoining us is Mr. Richard Young, the creative director, in this case, that is the hat you're wearing today, for Ewa Afrika 25 Conscious Threads. Now, we've already told you guys it's happening on the 1st of June at Queen's Hall, and Richard gave us some insight, but he's giving us even more, including designer Kadija Dyer, who is also of the Emancipation Support Committee, wearing two hats this morning to give us more insight. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Always a pleasure to have you on, especially when we're talking fashion. And in the case of this one, Richard, you gave us a little bit of context. We understand the purpose, the message that we are sending.
Yeah.
But now, let's find out a little bit more about who's on the cast. In many ways, models, designers, and others.
Yeah, well, we have 20 designers on cast, which is a shrink because we made a deliberate effort to kind of shrink. It was getting a little too heavy. And we have a really, really good compendium of designers who are emerging, designers who are solid and stalwart like the Cloth and Zadan Eastman, designers like Sheldon Warner, who brings a particular craft to his business. We have Dominic LaRoche. We have two Ghanaian designers represented as well. We have a designer coming in from Guyana. We have upped the ante with Tobago, so there are two designers from Tobago, Euphoric Designs, and as well as Yesa Designs, powerful brands, and a host of others, including BU Apparel, which Kadija is part of. But what I'm excited to add to it, because you know it's a theatrical production, I like to say it is. It's not just a fashion show; it's a fashion extravaganza. So we have 3 Canal on our show this year, which is a feat, I think. We're bringing back Terry Lyons, and we have Naomi Abiola, who is irrepressible spoken word artist, and we also have Dion Batiste, who has crafted a beautiful dance and tribute to one of the African gods, which he's going to be doing in the show. So there's a cast of 70 models, and we have like some guest models like Sharon Imbert and Gisela Ron, who will be gracing the runway.
Nice.
You know, so it's not just young skinny girls, as people think. You know, that's what people have a tendency of thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, people think that, and I'm using the term that a layperson uses.
Yeah, for sure.
As it, you know, because we have model-less girls, but we also have fuller figure models. We have about 15 to 17 men in the show.
Nice.
So it's a real mix, a beautiful melange of portrayal of Afrocentric style.
I was just going to say proper representation because, I mean, people come in every shape, size, and form. And in terms of the actual selection, where the designers are concerned, we've got just about every shape, form, or option that you want. Now, Kadija, how did you go about selecting the pieces for this show? Because, I mean, there's a deliberate message that needs to be sent. How did you do it?
It was difficult at first, especially with the conscious threads, but after listening to both Richard and Auntie Zakia give us that exactly what is conscious threads. You know, because going back in the day, the older folks would talk about wearing your threads, right? And for me, my brand is about, it's not just taking print and putting it on clothes, it's a canvas where you tell your story. So now we are taking this canvas to tell our story from back then to now. So the pieces are deliberately selected, the prints that we use on it, as well as the type of vinyl as well we use, is also selective. You know, persons will say, why print on the runway? But I always use the example of, he has since transitioned. He was the head of Louis Vuitton male selection, and he used heavy graphics in his designs. So he had this streetwear to high fashion. And then Tebu Magagu from South Africa, he used clothing to tell African folklore using the same type of designs that I use.
So real stories will be told, for sure. I want to tell the story before your son picked your earrings this morning, because I really, really love the mismatch pair that he's created.
Thank you to Johnny. I could not find really, because I live Shagonas, so I had to leave home like 5 o'clock to get here on time. And he is up So and he's just like, where's my earring? Where's my earring? He's like, Mommy, wear both of them. It's like, you know what? Every fault is a fashion.
Love it. And it tells the story.
Yes.
It continues, it matches, and it's certainly working out well because, as we say, in this extravaganza is going to tell so many stories. So if persons need to get tickets, still please remind them, Richard, how they can do so, because this is happening on June 1st and you do not want to miss.
You can buy tickets at the Queen's Hall box office. You can get tickets at the Emancipation Sport Committee. You can also get tickets from all of the designers, because this year we've been mandated that they vend tickets, because sometimes that's a challenge. So tickets are around, and they go at $300 and $350, and I think you should just get them quick, because we're planning to have a very creative thing. This year I'm upping the ante in terms of the experience and the way the story is being told through Abigail Jackson and Conrad Paris, who are my griots, as I call them, and they're always so delighted to come on board. I'm looking forward to crafting how we weave truths and shape sustainable futures in style.
I'm glad they re-brought that sustainable future conversation, because in terms of design, we can do that in many ways. So Kadija, in your specific case, tell me a little bit of how you inculcate that sustainability into your design.
Research. A lot of research, because starting out I had a lot of wastage, because again, you know, it's me testing the waters to see what will work, and I did not want to just be another print shop. I wanted to bring your dreams to reality, sit with you, conceptualize what you envision, and bring that to life. And not by just using the regular vinyls, but the more premium vinyls, which is much more difficult to work with. Right? So plenty research, find out what is trending outside and bringing it home. And using that in my designs. And taking my time too, having some patience, and, you know, Richard, Dominique, watching the other designers and talking to them to find out exactly. And they keep saying the same thing: have patience with your brand, stand in your truth, believe in what you do. Others may not like it. It may not be for everyone, but it will be for someone.
And someone will find a piece or two that they need to get out of your collection or the many others that are there. I particularly appreciate that you talked about the bodies that we're going to be using in terms of the variety.
Full range of body types.
And in that case, we are getting fashion for both men and women in your collection this time?
Yes, I do both men and women. I tend to do plus size as well, because again, for some reason, you know, leave out the plus size. They think, okay, your look is like your grandmother's sofa, your grandmother's curtain. So,
not at all. But yeah, you make it sure that it's covered. I got it. And I love that for us, all of us. Even the not so plus size. Now, in terms of the selection of those models, though, because you are making sure that we have African conversation altogether. But we're real diverse in Trinidad, so we're looking at everybody. Yes?
I give everybody, we're an Afrocentric, intrinsically Afrocentric space and Indocentric, and we have the Douglarized culture as well. So everybody gets a play in the show. I'm not leaving out a person to take part, because that's one of the good things about Trinidad, the multicultural space we're in. We wear African clothes when it's not only emancipation otherwise, and we wear Indo clothes. I am famous for wearing Indo clothes, so we mix that. So we have a real great selection of models that I handpick. I don't do a casting. All year I'm picking models, and this year we're going to up the ante also in this makeup and the style. So the Glam Squad has been given their task that we have to create what I like to call a sun-kissed Afro-Caribbean face. Yeah, so that is what it is, and the hairstyles are all going to be resplendently, you know, indigenously African, but also what I push is an Afro-Caribbeanness, because we add some flavor to what the African aesthetic is.
Absolutely, undoubtedly add some flavor, and I'm so excited about seeing it come to life. But before you guys go, in your capacity in the Emancipation Support Committee, you should be able to tell me a little bit about another event. The Pan-African Festival for 2025 is also happening, and that is commemorating Emancipation and African Liberation Day. I know that it is multiple days, or one day.
Okay, so on this Sunday here, we launched the Pan-African Festival commemorating Emancipation and also recognizing African Liberation Day. So we do that every year, on or around May the 25th, because that is May 25th is a significant date, happening. Following that, we have a number of activities. So we launch on May the 25th and we end on August the 1st, and that is the Pan-African Festival commemorating emancipation. So right after the launch, we have Ewa Afrika on June the 1st, followed by the Yoruba Drum Festival on June the 14th, the launch of the Kwame Ture Memorial Lecture Series on June the 15th. We have several lectures every 2 weeks after that. Then we have July the 22nd, which is Blessing of the Grounds. We open the Emancipation Village on July the 25th at 6 p.m. And we have a number of activities happening from then until August the 1st.
I want to add, it's the largest Pan-African festival outside the continent of Africa. And that's a great boost that sometimes is underplayed. And our show is the largest African fashion show in the region.
Right. So June 1st, mark your calendars. We are heading to Queen's Hall for Ewa Afrika 25 Conscious Threads. And then we will have Kadija back on to give us all the other dates, all the other events, as we continue to share that consciousness through fashion and other avenues here in Sweet Trinidad and Tobago. So thank you, Richard. Thank you, Kadija. Best of luck with the show. Break a leg. And let me come and buy some clothes. Guys, we taking a break and coming back with more on the Now Morning Show. Stick around.